Welcome everybody. I had a look at one of the latest Criterion Collection 4K limited edition releases, and it is 2001's The Man Who Wasn't There. So this is directed by the Coen brothers, Joel and Ethan, and yeah, my favourites from them have been the likes of Fargo, The Big Lebowski, Hail Caesar, and True Grit. So this is a neo-noir crime film clocking in at 116 minutes long. Stars the likes of Billy Bob Thornton, who I recently saw in a film called Sling Blade. Absolutely sensational film from him. He also not only starred in it but directed that film as well. But it was also great in the likes of A Simple Plan and One False Move as well. Also stars Francis McDormand, who was also in the likes of Fargo, as well as Darkman, Mississippi Burning, which is a highly great film, as well as Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. And finally got in supporting roles the likes of James Gandolfini, Scarlett Johansson, Richard Jenkins, and Tony Shalhoub. So, a tale of murder, crime, and punishment set in the summer of 1949. Ed Crane, a barber in a small California town, is dissatisfied with his life, but his wife Doris's infidelity and a mysterious opportunity presents him with a chance to change it. So yeah, although this is definitely inspired by and looks like film noir efforts from the 1940s, it also doesn't thankfully fall into parody or cliche, as it has its own identity to more than make it its own thing. The cast is also great, especially Thornton and McDormand, and yeah, the cinematography by Roger Deakins is genuinely superb. He really does nail the whole 1940s aesthetic, but crucially, he also improves upon it somewhat with excellent lighting, great use of shadows, really good composition shots, and all sorts of that stuff like that. Basically, so pretty much every scene in this is something to behold in terms of the way that it looks. The pacing is also on point. The mix of classical music and new compositions by Carter Burwell work really, really well. The plot is generally engaging. The character interactions are predominantly well written. The period production is convincingly executed, especially when it comes to the cars and the costumes that are being worn. And the atmosphere is effective as well. And yeah, like a lot of Coen Brothers films, it has a darkly comic slant to it. Um, but unlike a lot of film noirs, it does have quite a dark ending as well. There's only a couple of film noirs that immediately spring into mind that have a really rather quite dark ending, and that is likes of Crisscross, which I believe have Burt Lancaster in it, and Kiss Me Deadly. Especially in terms of that latter film, in terms of how dark it is. So, yeah, overall, a sensational film. One of my favourites from the Coen brothers, quite frankly. It gets a solid 4.5 out of 5. So, yeah, we have the film on 4K and Blu-ray with this release. No reversible sleeve artwork. But then again, I do believe this was the original that was going on. So, yeah. And then we have a small booklet with this release as well. So, yeah, as per usual, quite a open one from Criterion. And inside you got The Barber of Santa Rosa by Laura Lippman. And then you've got shots from the film on the reverse as well. And then you got your cast and crew. And then we've also got about the transfer itself. So the film is presented in the aspect ratio 185:1. It was supervised and approved by director of photography Roger Deakins, and this new 4K restoration was created from the 35mm original camera negative. The original 5.0 surround soundtrack was remastered from the 35mm magnetic print master, and this feature is presented in Dolby Vision HDR for the 4K and high definition SDR on the Blu-ray. And mastering supervisors, it says here, were the likes of Lee Klein, Giles Sherwood, and then it talks about the colorist and such. And this mastering was done by Next Spec, and audio restoration was done by Criterion themselves. So yeah, it looks absolutely superb in terms of the 4K. I haven't seen it on Blu-ray or streaming or anything like that, so I can't fully compare it to such other formats. But yeah, it does look fantastic, especially when it comes to that cinematography by Roger Deakins. So yeah, I do highly recommend getting this 4K release, especially if you have seen the film before and enjoyed it, or if you are a fan of the Coen Brothers, or just like 1950s film noir and want to see a film that is in that same kind of vein. And yeah, I think this does that superbly, quite frankly. In terms of extras, we've got audio commentary featuring filmmakers Joel and Ethan Coen, as well as actor Billy Bob Thornton. Then you got a new conversation between the Coens and author Megan Abbott, archival interview with Roger Deakins, short making of documentary and deleted scenes, as well as English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. So, yeah, overall, a fantastic film and a really, really solid release, as per usual from Criterion. Quite frankly, don't think I've really been disappointed by any films that they've released so far that I've bought. But yeah, see this if you haven't. But if you have seen it and you've been meaning to get it on a physical format, then yeah, this is well worth picking up. I doubt you'll find a superior version released in the future. So yeah, but nonetheless, if you have seen The Man Who Wasn't There Before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.